for Humble on event.brawlstars.com, whereas 11% side with the 2023 champs in FUT. You've got to argue it's a lot closer than that, regardless of all the casters going the one side of Humble as well. Into the draft we go. We're in Brawl Ball to kick things off, and it's Super Beach.
I love me a good Brawl Ball match between two world champions. FUT on the left-hand side. Like to go with some aggression. Already mentioned that before. Cordelius has been the most picked brawler on this map in scrims, and also in the previous 2 days. Cordelius actually left open. Let's see if it's going to be picked up here. Hank left open as well, the most picked brawler so far this World Finals. Willow banned out on the right-hand side. Juju as well. Not sure if we're going to see any other thrower action. Super Beach is practically made for it on that left-hand side. You can just sit in the bushes and have control over your opponents. Hank is going to have one more showdown.
Hank, an excellent just pick in general right now. I think that's safe to say. You've seen a ton of success with this brawler, and for good reason. I believe in the balance changes, there were a lot of great changes. But as a result, Hank, since he didn't get touched as much, he was already in a fine spot, just not necessarily as overpowered maybe as some of these other more deserving nerf brawlers. And as a result, it's kind of balanced out to where we're back to the little shrimp being at the top of our meta. So I'm curious what they pair this with, though. When you're picking Hank early, you do leave yourself open. He's a tank after all. He's a warm-blooded creature. There are plenty of ways to counteract that.
Well, Larry and Laurie going to come in then. They're going to take a thrower and just try to take the game to them. You know, when you were looking at the Willow and Juju being banned out, Sonny, you questioned if another thrower was going to come in. And I think these are two of the bans that we see pretty much every time we come onto this map. And then Larry and Laurie seems to be the only other answer.
It is one of the only other options left open. With those two banned out, I'm still waiting for the Cordelius pick. It would be super good into both Larry and Laurie, or also into the Hank. So either of those two sides gonna have to pick it up now. We also still need a mid and Super Beach. You do want some more range in mid. Usually a B, a max, maybe give some speed to your tanks. Would definitely do well for FUT Esports, since they already have that tank in Hank.
FUT Esports had to know this Otis was coming. It's the most standard way, when it's not banned at least, to deal with the Hank. The other one that commonly shows up is Ashe. So maybe as a 6th pick, if Humble are comfortable, that could be their goal-scoring opportunity. Larry and Laurie, of course, the influence for picking that is to have a thrower on a map like this, but Juju and Willow are banned. They're going to make sure they grab this early because it has a reverberating shot of the throwers. It can deal quite well with tanks. Now we see what Hank is paired with. It's going to be that super speed from Max. She's really risen back up in our meta.
Absolutely. I mean, with the aggression that a lot of these guys are taking, this brawler's kind of catapulted herself back into the mix, and pairing it with something like that and the Hank means a lot of aggression is going to come your way. Still on the board is the Cordelius, and that's a great answer to a lot of this aggression that FUT Esports have brought to the table. The Otis does a good job of it as well with the hypercharge, locking them in place, stopping them from shooting, as well as the normal super. But this is going to be a struggle for Larry and Laurie, I feel. He's just going to be ran down.
Meeple is left open here as well, and technically they still need a mid, unless they want to set Otis up in the mid. And it looks like Otis is going to be playing that mid lane. BB's going to come out as last pick. Humble, once again, with a super aggressive pick at last. We were talking about how FUT usually is the aggressive team. They do have the Max, they do have the Hank, but now with that BB on the right-hand side, you can at least knock that Hank out of his bubble.
Old Dog with some new tricks here. Curious to see how this draft goes. Brawl Nation, we're in for a treat. 6 world champions are taking the field at once. Both have etched themselves in history, but they crave more. 1 trophy, impressive, but 2, untouchable territory.
Lukey coming fast and ready on the left-hand side, pushing straight down, and Gero trying to defend him. Now Meow turns around and goes for a bit more of a defensive route rather than just running them down, but Lukey's still doing a really good job on the bubbles there as well. Down now he's going to go, and Gero, the only one remaining, has the phase shift used, and Humble start fast and strong.
The BB pick paying dividends. A little surprise attack. Now Lukey, hypercharge, no contact. The bubble burst, but guess what? BB's got 2 of her own due to the hypercharge. Semantic holding off alongside Larry and Lowry. Now V just diving in. Didn't love that interaction.
Yeah, this is really rough now as Lukey just running down on everybody on FUT side. It's a 3v1 and he can just walk it all away. Humble, unconventional BB pick, but boy does it work.
It feels like it's the most semantic, humble thing to just be bored. Last year was too easy. Brawl Cup, snooze fest. I wasn't challenged. I had to lose at least one match, and all of a sudden looking alive and well against the 2023 World Champions. They are dangerous.
Question is, can they replicate that success once more? Now becoming really aggressive early on, but Luki swinging back and taking a kill along with it as well. The bubble's going to pop for Meow, and he's going to have to start fresh as Naui retreats down the right as the Otis is there.
Semantic, finally on the defensive. Shows that they do have a literal vulnerability as Kenji goes to the top right-hand side. Luki trying to deal with him successfully does. Now there's a spawner. Boss trading with his twin. Meow forcing him away, but Humble on the prowl.
I mean, a big moment there and a good defense from Foot. They just backed off over and over again. Meow very low, but getting pushed once more by Luki, who pops the hypercharge. Chooses to go after Naui rather than Gero as well, and now the slicing, dicing is there. The ball into the back pocket, but Gero narrowly survives, and Humble still in control.
Even if Meow rests behind these walls to charge a full bubble, Boss can still rain down shots, and that's exactly what's happening right now. Thankfully for him, he has the tank trait. A little super speed from Gero. They know they have to rotate. They are on the defensive hardcore. Semantic has a mute button available too. Luki now in the front lines, up in the face of the blue roster. It's a kick over, a pass. Boss pass to himself, defended, 165. Navi has to kick it away. Semantic has enough. This is going to be some serious mind games, but he finds the opening in the back of the net. Perfect precision.
I mean, what a finish that was from Semantic. Finds the right-hand side of the goal when two of them were there. Now he pushing on the right-hand side. Hypercharge has been collected, but he's not going to be TPing up there anymore. Meow tries to do the same thing Semantic's just done, but a good defense and a wonderful clearance, but a two-piece for Meow, and he will just await this pass from Gero and equal the score.
Meow cools off that clock, buying a little extra time to draw into overtime. Hank now pressing the issue. A kick over to the left-hand side, right into Luki's hands. He's on the defensive with a baseball bat in his hand. Has to be up close to the tank. Somehow he's gonna have to bludgeon it down.
I mean, Boss running it down. Meow forced to use the missiles to heal up. Kenji going really aggressive, but BB deals with him once more. Meow down to one shot and caught by one of those shots from Semantic. We did see the Larry and Laurie go down, but the pet was still alive and causing issues for Gero.
Grass is about to be real green, and an open field emerges as overtime clicks. Now it's Gero. Faster blaster on the right-hand side, slicing up the map. Now it's Meow leading the brigade. A super available for Navi as well if he wants to go in. Boss dodges it out. Can he dodge the sword? Oh, and he gets the kill. Semantic, alongside his teammates, have 3 red members.
Super close there and just narrowly able to avoid the big bubble. The Hank was trying to pop on all of them. Now it's Humble's turn to aggress. Little missed shot there from Luki, doesn't get the knockback. The bubble, I don't think made any connections either. But Semantic will pop a hypercharge and keep this aggression going. Luki narrowly surviving, but Gero will pick it up. And it's Foot surely back in the driver's seat as the hypercharge is popped by Gero.
Both these teams running out of time. Humble 1-up in the set. 1 goal would give them the lead. Foot on the defensive. Super speed to try and hold them off. Not enough. 10,500 health points hurtling its way up the middle of the map. But Boss is the one who delivers the kill!